Preserve that beauty which lies in the relationships we have forged with one another. We entrust to your special care our mayor and our city's leadership. Impart your wisdom and guidance upon them. Grant them insight and inspiration as they look to address the needs and challenges of our community.
A group, but they had to cancel it. So we're doing our Teacher of the Month, we're doing RTA, and then you're going to introduce Heather from Sister City. She's going to say a little something, and then they're going to present you with the gifts.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you'll please take a seat, we are gathering to acknowledge individuals, businesses, and organizations who make it a priority to positively impact our community by making a difference in the lives of others. So our first commendation honors January's Teacher of the Month, and that would be Mrs. Valerie Elizondo, who has empowered students at Richard King High School to discover their creativity and confidence. So now I will read the proclamation. So in recognition of an educator whose journey reflects purpose, creativity, and a deep belief in the potential of every student, we proudly honor Mrs. Valerie Elizondo. Raise your hand, Ms. Valerie. Yes, there you are. And she is Teacher of the Month from Richard King High School. Beginning her teaching career later in life, Mrs. Elizondo brought with her a sense of intention and passion that has been quietly taking shape and since childhood, sparked years ago by a simple chalkboard and a desire to teach. She's a proud graduate of Texas A&M University, Kingsville, and furthered her commitment to student development by earning a master's degree in guidance and counseling from Angelo State University. 17 years later, that early calling has grown into a career defined by mentorship, by imagination, and student-centered learning within career and technical education. Through her work in fashion design, Mrs. Elizondo creates more than garments. She builds confidence. Her classroom is a place where students discover their abilities, they develop patience and problem-solving skills, and they experience the pride that comes from seeing an idea take form through their own hands. Her greatest impact is often found in the quiet moments of growth when a student realizes their own capability, finds peace in the creative process, or discovers a future they had not yet imagined. Many of her former students now carry that confidence forward, pursuing higher education and successful careers within the fashion industry and beyond. So with 17 years of dedicated service to CCISD, a commitment to lifelong learning, and a heartfelt dedication to helping students find clarity, confidence, and purpose, Mrs. Valerie Elizondo exemplifies the very best of public education. So on behalf of the City of Corpus Christi, we thank you for your dedication to youth. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you. This means a lot to me. It's just education is my jam. It makes me happy. So thank you so much, Mayor.
President Trolley.
Well, on behalf of CCISD, our school board and our administration and everybody, we want to thank Ms. Elizondo for your service to the district, your service to your students and to our CTE programs. It's such a valuable skill set and programs that you're imparting onto our students, and we're really grateful to have you as a member of our team and a part of our district. And we're really glad to be here to celebrate you today.
Thank you. I forgot the best part. $100 gift card to Amazon. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, John. Thanks. Line. How are you, Derek? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, ready? Okay, our next proclamation celebrates the 40th anniversary of the Regional Transportation Authority, recognizing 4 decades of dedicated service and supporting mobility across our community. I would like to thank our RTA leadership for being here with us today, and now I will read the proclamation. So whereas the Corpus Christi Regional Transportation Authority, or the CCRTA, was established to provide safe, reliable, and accessible public transportation to the residents of Corpus Christi and neighboring communities. And whereas for 40 years, CCRTA has played a vital role in keeping our city moving by connecting people to jobs, to education, healthcare, and essential services and community destinations. And whereas CCRTA serves thousands of riders each day, many of whom rely on public transportation as an essential part of their daily lives, reinforcing its importance to the economic vitality and the overall quality of life in our region. And whereas safety remains a core value of the CCRTA, demonstrated through its commitment to professional training, to well-maintained vehicles, modern technology, and a culture that prioritizes the well-being of riders, of employees, and the entire community. And whereas CCRTA has played a critical role during emergencies and in times of need, supporting the city of Corpus Christi and surrounding communities through coordinated emergency response efforts, disaster preparedness, and recovery operations. And I'll add a little fun fact. Over 200 riders is what they transferred here during this current cold snap. So we're extremely appreciative of that. It's a lot of people that depended on the CCRTA to get to our warming shelter. And whereas this CCRTA played I just said that one. Whereas the city of Corpus Christi values its strong partnership with the CCRTA and extends its sincere appreciation to the men and women whose dedication, professionalism, and public service have sustained the agency for 4 decades. So now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim January the 27th of 2026 the 40th anniversary of the Regional Transportation Authority in Corpus Christi, Texas, and encourage all citizens to recognize their historical contributions to public safety, accessibility, emergency response, and the continued movement of our community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor, for recognizing us. We're blessed to be able to provide service to the community for these last 40 years. I want to say thank you to our current board of directors that all stand up here with me, but I also want to say a special thank you and recognize the history of the RTA. With us, we have Pat Eisenhower here, who is the first chair of RTA. We also have Tom Niscala, the first CEO for RTA. We have Mr. Bell here, who was instrumental in writing the legislation that founded not just us, but also San Antonio's VIA. And we have the first board assistant secretary here, Christina. Without them, none of us would be here, and it was their foresight in helping to create the RTA that enabled us to continue to provide these great services to our community.
All right. I'll just make it as simple as I can. Again, I just want to thank everybody for being here. And of course, on behalf of the council for these appointments you do make. Obviously, we have city appointees, county appointees in small cities, but with the appointments you did make, we're able to actually get about $50 million from the federal government to build a maintenance facility. So great job on your behalf of putting these wonderful individuals on board. And also as we stated earlier, Pat Eisenhower and of course Tom Niscala. It's great to be here, and we look forward to continuing what you guys started, I think, 40 years ago. So hopefully we can continue in that tradition and keep, you're just teenagers at the time. So we look forward to continue doing that. We got a great board. We were extremely helpful to be able to provide services we did over the weekend and moving individuals from where they needed to go to the women's shelters. That's something that the RTA is extremely proud to participate in. And anytime we can help out the city in doing that, we look forward to doing that. And thank you so much. And we look forward to our $100 you're going to pass out to all of us too.
$100. You're not a teacher. We're here for the good work.
Come on up here, Pat. Come on up here. What's up?
I'm glad you made it. All right. Okay, glad you made it. Very nice to meet you. Thank you. Good to know. Thank you. Congratulations. She was the mother in the art. And Tom, that's so wonderful. Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was great to recognize you.
I need to come on and see you. Oh my God. Yes, come on. Oh, get them in. Yeah, come on in or they won't leave. Hi, I'm good. Thank you for being here. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? I think you should be on the center of education. Okay. Okay. So who's Heather?
So Heather is the lady with the badge right here. She's blonde hair lady.
Okay, she's gonna come up and
Yes,
present
she's
to
gonna,
me.
yes.
And then I come back and do this?
Yes. And you say this, and then that's actually.
Okay. So now I would like to introduce. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I would like to introduce Heather Moretson to present some gifts on behalf of the Sister City program from the mayor of Yokosuka, Japan, who is our sister city. Heather?
Okay, thank you. Look at that and pass it around. Distinguished Mayor Guajardo and esteemed members of the City Council, my name is Heather Moretson de Castro. I am honored to be here today to share information regarding our recent visit to our sister city, Yokosuka, Japan. In September 2025, I had the privilege of traveling to Yokosuka along with my sister city colleague, Charles Harris, and former chair of the Sister City Committee, Alan Thornburg. We were in Japan to attend a Sister Cities International Conference in Osaka and arrived in Yokosuka on September 13. During our two-day visit to Yokosuka, we were warmly received and graciously hosted by Yokosuka's mayor and their Sister City Committee, who truly extended a red carpet treatment. Upon our arrival, we met with the mayor of Yokosuka for a formal gift exchange. On behalf of the city of Corpus Christi, we presented their mayor with a Texas-size belt buckle, a bolo tie, and Corpus Christi Hooks merchandise. Upon receiving the gifts, the mayor's eyes got big, and he said, "Walker, Texas Ranger." With excitement, he then proceeded to take off his own belt and replaced it with the new Texas belt buckle. He was extremely delighted to receive these gifts. In return, the Yokosuka delegation entrusted me with some gifts to present to our mayor. Following our meeting, members of the Yokosuka Sister City Committee escorted us on a tour of the city and surrounding cultural landmarks. Highlights included visits to nearby temples, the Commodore Perry Museum, and the memorial ship Mikasa, which serves as Yokosuka's historic naval museum and is often compared to our own USS Lexington. The sister city relationship between Corpus Christi and Yokosuka dates back to 1962 and was organized under the umbrella of Sister Cities International. The intent of Sister Cities International was to create a relationship that would promote peace, mutual understanding, and cooperation between people of different countries through local citizen-to-citizen relationships. Today, our Sister City Committee continues to proudly maintain this long-standing relationship with Yokosuka. One of our most successful collaborations is the High School Summer Student Exchange Program, through which Corpus Christi students participate in a one-month-long host family exchange each summer. As a result of our recent visit, we are also looking at ways to expand our partnership through such initiatives such as robotics education, culinary exchanges, and military appreciation events. The Yokosuka Mayor and members of the Yokosuka Sister City Committee have expressed a strong interest to visit Corpus Christi in the near future. And when they do come, I hope we will be able to extend the same warm welcome and red carpet treatment that they gave us. Mayor Guajardo, please accept these gifts as a symbol of friendship and goodwill between Yokosuka, Japan, and Corpus Christi, Texas. Please open them. And I have some photos and some flyers and a resume of the mayor right there if you want to pass them around so the city council can look at them as well. Thank you.
time. Big smiles on 3. 1, 2.
I never done this before, so it's my first time.
Is it? It's easy breezy. Okay. So at this time, we have two individuals. We have Terry Brown and we have Natalia Muse, who are both going to serve on the Island Strategic Action Committee. So they have volunteered their time. We're very appreciative of their willingness to do that, to volunteer their time to serve the city of Corpus Christi in the manner that really weighs in terms of decisions and different things that happen with your input. So if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and then state your name, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office to which I have been appointed of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you for serving. Yay. Yeah, we'll take a picture. Thank you. Okay, this concludes our ceremony this morning, and we will now proceed in a few minutes with our regular scheduled council meeting.
Is a maritime industry, the driving force behind our growth through energy exports and the high-wage careers that keep families rooted right here at home. They provide the vast majority of